Happy New Year's from JCW as we have entered in a brand new decade and a brand new year. So it ain't just a new decade, or excuse me, a brand new year. It's a brand new decade. It is 2020, and like every year, we always have a special, and here tonight it is on SmackDown. Is our motto for 2020, as the 2020 motto for not just JCW but for this whole YouTube channel is 2020, a new decade, new content, and more JCW. That is the motto for this year, and we sure as hell are going to deliver on it, especially with more JCW. And as the weeks progress, you all will understand what I mean by that. But right now, the SmackDown general manager Reddick makes his way towards the ring, and with Survivor Series just around the corner, you gotta wonder what's running through the SmackDown general manager's mind. As it is 2020 Reddick, he actually appears to be in a good mood, and I mean, he has reason to. He defeated John Cena at Hell in a Cell in what was one of the most brutal no-holds-barred matches I think I've ever seen in my life. Well, I'd like to be the first to say Happy New Year to all of you here tonight, as a new year has started here in JCW. But something that's really special about this new year is that it is a brand new decade. The last decade was filled with hardship for me until towards the end of it. But now, this decade will be completely different. 2020 is here. It is a new year, a new decade, and everybody gets to wipe the slate clean except for one man, and that are these guys running around with this higher power, Cena and Umaga. John, I gave you the beating of a lifetime at Hell in a Cell. But clearly, John, you haven't learned your lesson. So, John, at Survivor Series, you and your little pal Umaga will team up to face me and whomever I choose to be my tag team partner. And you see, I'm not going to reveal who my tag team partner is until Survivor Series. Since this higher power is going to hide his identity until he has his match with Jacob at Survivor Series, then I'll hide my tag partner. enjoy the show. Oh man, Rennick thinks John Cena hasn't learned his lesson, and at Survivor Series, John Cena and Umaga, the higher powers, two cronies, will go one-on-one, will take on Rennick and a tag partner of his choosing at the Survivor Series. And Rennick says since the higher power wants to hide his identity and not reveal himself until he has the match with Jacob at Survivor Series, then Rennick said he will hide the identity of his tag team partner. That is fair play. It really is fair play. And here we go as we have the first match of the new year, and we are showcasing the women's wrestlers who have been on fire in the last year.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Osaka, Japan, Asuka!
And at Survivor Series, we have a blockbuster announcement, as at Survivor Series, the SmackDown and Raw Women's Champions will go one-on-one at Survivor Series. Neither championship will be on the line. It'll just be to see which champion is better, as they will be competing for brand supremacy. So it'll be Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, the Queen, taking on the Raw Women's Champion, the Boss, Sasha Banks. And you know, for Asuka, this is a big opportunity for her. Because if Asuka were to defeat the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, then, well, Asuka could very well be next in line for a SmackDown Women's Championship match for Charlotte Flair. The inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion won the title at Snowfall, and she has been one heck of a champion. Thus far, her reign hasn't been that long, but she's proven that she's a worthy champion. And here we go, your opening match, the first match of the new year, the first match of this new decade. Asuka versus Charlotte Flair, and I do believe 2020 will be the year of women's wrestling here in JCW. It's Charlotte, the daughter of Ric Flair. Of course, Flair is currently sidelined with an injury that he suffered in that tag match right before Hell in a Cell. Unknown when Ric Flair will be making his return, but you know he's watching his daughter Charlotte compete in this match against Asuka here tonight on SmackDown. Oh! You know, Flair has to be very happy of his baby girl to see everything that she has accomplished in a short span of time. The inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion. Oh, Charlotte. Oh, and down goes Asuka. Asuka's a massive clothesline. Wait a minute. Charlotte, oh, a backpack stunner, and Asuka is in trouble. Of course, Asuka of course, has actually crossed paths with Sasha Banks on an episode of Raw in a Hell in a Cell match, as a trade was made only 24 hours ago by SmackDown GM and Raw GM Rennick and Jake, as Rennick said that he wanted Asuka to come to SmackDown, and why it's unknown who Jacob took from SmackDown. We have no clue who Jacob took from SmackDown. We just know Rennick got Asuka from Raw to come to SmackDown. Charlotte now, neck for swinging neck breaker. But Jacob said we will find out who that man or woman is on the next edition of Raw tomorrow night or the night after, maybe at some point this week. And Charlotte just unleashing elbows upon the Empress of Tomorrow. Asuka, oh man. Oh, Asuka. Oh, Asuka almost pulled a fast one on the SmackDown Women's Champion. And the Empress continuing to do what she does best. And there goes Charlotte off the apron, crashing and burning. I mean, Charlotte able to fight off Asuka. Oh, and an STO. And this matchup back in, Charlotte's favor. And Asuka's in big trouble now. Chop. Wait, Asuka. She got out of that predicament. Asuka, she's gonna steal it. No. Asuka almost pulled a fast one on Charlotte, but hey. A win's a win. Oh. Whoa. Asuka just using her fate, using what she has against Charlotte. And Asuka using all parts of her body as a weapon. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, but she does it again. Charlotte, she was able to kick out, but Asuka just answered that kick out by doing it again. It's one way to get it down, I guess. Oh. And Charlotte with a massive spear to Asuka. That could be it. No! The Empress of Tomorrow won't quit. This match may not be for the championship. But damn it, if she were to beat Charlotte here tonight, she would show that for one, the SmackDown GM Rennick made a good investment, but it could also bump Asuka up very high in the SmackDown Women's Championship rankings, potentially making her the #1 contender to back-to-back Michinoku drivers. Two knee strikes in the face of the champion for the victory. Wow! Asuka was that close to a victory. Imagine if Asuka were to win. It's supposed to be, no. But I think Charlotte made a crushing dream of that. Charlotte with natural selection. And the deal may very well be sealed. Charlotte with natural selection to the Empress of Tomorrow. And that could be it for Charlotte to defeat Asuka. No! Not yet! Asuka's not out of this just yet. Oh, the Empress Empress of Tomorrow. She wants the victory that bad. Oh, and down goes Asuka. Charlotte. Is she gonna fly? She is with her patented moonsault. But Charlotte, she's still gotta do more. It's Charlotte with her huge kick or boot or whatever you want to call it. Now it's over. Still, Asuka still found it within her. She still found the fight within her to keep on going. Asuka's got a heart of a warrior, no denying that. Oh. Asuka. Oh. Multiple kicks. How many of these could... Oh, shoot. She took Charlotte down. Charlotte couldn't take any more of the kicks. A freaking roundhouse kick to the side of the SmackDown Women's Champion's head. Asuka for the upset. This could be it. Asuka. She almost had her. Asuka was so close. She almost pinned the women's champ. But freaking Charlotte found it within her to keep on going. Oh, but wait. But Asuka, she bite up Charlotte's number. What the... Oh! Cross-arm breaker! Asuka has the cross-arm breaker locked on. Charlotte Flair to defeat the SmackDown Women's Champion, to force her to tap out. It's in, and it's in good. Right, Charlotte. Charlotte able to... Oh, she found a way to break it. Oh, what a kick to the gut. Charlotte with a second natural selection. For the second time, Charlotte Flair with a natural selection. Able to break the cross-arm breaker and hit Asuka with a second natural selection. Charlotte, she better take advantage while she can. That arm's gotta be hurting. Charlotte, cover. Charlotte with the victory. But it took a lot, and I mean a lot, for Charlotte to pick up that win over the Empress of Tomorrow. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, a show of respect for that great match. Neither one of these women have anything to be ashamed of, especially Asuka. She's still young, and to put up a fight up against the SmackDown Women's Champion like that was really something. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta move on, as the next match has major implications on Survivor Series, as the winner of this match will go on to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship at Survivor Series. The thing is, though, the other question is, who will head into Survivor Series as the World Heavyweight Champion? We don't know that, and we won't know that until after tonight's main event, as Kurt Angle will be defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Chris Jericho in tonight's main event. That is going to be something. And here comes Steve Nash Jr.
Is a triple threat Extreme Rules match. Making his way to the ring from South Carolina, weighing in at 215 pounds, Timothy Campbell.
And here comes Steve Nash Jr., one of the 3 founders of JCW. And you gotta wonder how he feels about all this higher power stuff. I mean, he is one of the 3 founders after all. So you know he has to have a pretty big take on it, a pretty big hatred for it. And here comes one member of the bar who recently left Raw, as him and the bar's tag team, him and Cesaro, have gone their separate ways to pursue a singles career. And we all know Sheamus. And now, Sheamus, now that him and Cesaro have gone their own separate ways, Sheamus signed a rather lucrative deal with the Rennick to come to SmackDown, as Cesaro is stuck to the red brand on Raw. And Sheamus has a huge opportunity here tonight. He could very well become the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, a challenge for the title at one of the big 4 pay-per-views here in JCW. But in order for him to get the title shot, he has to beat 2 men. And one of those men is one of the greatest to ever lace up a pair of boots. The Viper, Randy Orton.
From St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 250 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton.
The list of accomplishments that Randy Orton has is unparalleled. Only a few men have accomplished more than Randy Orton has in this business. Randy Orton is a Royal Rumble winner. In 2013, Randy Orton won the last King of the Ring tournament. Randy Orton is a multi-time world champion. He was the man who united the JCW and JCW world titles into one at last year's Survivor Series. Headed into WrestleMania and big championship matches on multiple occasions. And in most of those matches, Randy headed into the match and headed out as the champion. Plus, Randy also having a short stint as the worldwide champion, but Orton still thinks he's got something left to prove in this new era of JCW. I mean, Orton said that he could retire now and be happy, but he says there's still more that he's got to prove here in JCW. Oh, and Orton takes down Sheamus after Sheamus took down Steve Nash Jr. The man in this match who has the most to prove is Sheamus. I mean, both Steve Nash Jr. and Randy Orton are former champions. They're two. Steve Nash Jr. is one of the 3 founders of JCW and a former world champion. Orton is a JCW original and a multi-time world champion. So, they ain't got much to prove. They just want to be world heavyweight champion. Sheamus, on the other hand, he's got to prove that he's got what it takes to be a singles competitor. I mean, sure, he's a former United States champion, but it takes more than one stint as U.S. champion to prove that you'll be successful as a singles competitor. Whoa, it's Steve Nash Jr. doing what he does best. Oh, and there's Sheamus bomb from high back suplex. Steve is in trouble. Oh, there's Sheamus. Wait a minute. Oh, Orton, Randy blocked that, tossing Sheamus aside and driving Steve Nash Jr. out of the ring. And now it's just Sheamus and Orton in the ring. And Orton, nice way for Orton to block it. And Orton with a follow-away suplex. Orton, is he going to do it again? Yes. And right after Randy goes Steve. Oh, and a cannonball from Steve. Steve to become the #1 contender for the World Championship. And Sheamus, he's the Celtic Warrior. But like I said, Sheamus is the man who has the most to prove. Just because he had one short stint with the U.S. title back in 2011 doesn't mean he'll be a successful singles competitor here in JCW. And also just because he held some singles titles on the indie scenes, again, does not mean that he'll be successful here in JCW as a singles competitor. And Orton, Steve was going for a suicide dive a lot, but Orton he shut any chance of that down with a freaking kendo stick. Steve's body got to be aching. After that is Sheamus getting back in. And Sheamus, oh God, shoulder first into the ring post. Oh wait, Steve has his hands on Randy. And there goes Orton. Steve ain't done, wait. Steve with a diving cannonball. A diving cannonball down onto the Viper, followed by a suplex. Ah, and down goes Sheamus. Man, what a match. Oh no, he missed. Orton trying to recover. Oh, and there's Orton from behind with a Russian leg sweep to Sheamus out on the outside. We're not done with it. A bird DDT. And Steve Nash Jr. is in big trouble now. Wait, no. He avoided it though. Down goes the Apex Predator. Steve. Ah, he got him. He got Orton. He's the #1 contender. No. Very close. Very close to becoming the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. But Orton had it within him. And a hammer lock. DDT. Ah, and down goes Sheamus. Stevie's got the opening that he needs. Steve. No, Sheamus. He blocked that. Oh, but takes him down. Steve Nash has a freaking kendo stick. Orton, the Viper, slithers out of the ring. I don't think Steve's even realized that Orton has gotten out of the ring. Oh, now he has. Wait a minute, Orton's signaling traffic. He wants Steve to put Sheamus to the table. Or to at least get Sheamus in position. Wait a sec. Steve Nash Jr. and Orton are working together. Oh, Steve, he put Sheamus out on the apron. And now Orton with a power bomb from the apron. Down onto the freaking table. But the table did not break. But I think that's okay with Randy Orton. That means there's more things he can do to Sheamus. What else could Orton do to Sheamus? And Steve is he's just watching all of this. I mean, he's like, hey, if Orton wants to waste his energy on this, but now Orton's signaling for Steve to come to the outside. They're working together against Sheamus. They are. They realize that Sheamus must be the bigger threat in this match. So they're working together. Steve with a freaking Steiner right through the table. And Steve, wait, don't trust the Viper. RKO. Don't trust the Viper. No, don't turn your back to Daniel for a second. Orton, the cover. Orton is going to the Survivor Series. Never trust the Viper. And, I mean, I get it. Sheamus was indeed the biggest threat in this match. And they realized that towards the end that they needed to take Sheamus out, and they did. They were successful in that. Steve Nash Jr. and Orton working together, and then freaking Steve right here putting Sheamus through a table. But Stevie got very cocky, and Orton made him pay by striking him with an RKO, and Orton threw Steve back into the ring and got the 1, 2, 3, and Randy Orton is headed to Survivor Series to challenge either Kurt Angle or Chris Jericho for the World Heavyweight Championship. Randy Orton is still on top of his game. And to be in this business for as long as Orton has, to still be on top of his game, it means a lot. But we have a special guest here on this first SmackDown and this first JCW show of 2020. It's the President of the United States. It is Donald J. Trump, a JCW Hall of Famer. Donald Trump is here live on SmackDown. And one can only wonder what's he going to say. As our President of the United States is currently standing in the ring here on SmackDown. I can't believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all are having a great time here tonight on SmackDown. I've always been a fan of JCW ever since it started 15 years ago. It is a great company that opens the doors for many, and I mean many, wrestlers out there, and is home to the biggest spectacle in WWE games, StarMania. But now, I, so far, have enjoyed the show, and I am really looking forward to the JCW, the next JCW pay-per-view, the Survivor Series, streaming live here on YouTube next Saturday night. It will be huge. Oh wait, oh, are you kidding? What? No. Is the Miz serious? He's interrupting the President. of the United States. Are you freaking kidding me? The Miz is interrupting the President, Donald Trump. Regardless what your political views of the President, Donald Trump is, the fact is, Trump is still our president, and Miz has no right coming out here interrupting him. Look who it is. The President of the United States, the man who could very well be on the verge of impeachment. The most controversial president in American history. Donald J. Trump is here on SmackDown. Miz, if you're gonna come out here and embarrass yourself, do it on your own time, not on these people's time. These people, they wanted to see me here, and I'm here. So Miz, why don't you take your ass up the ramp? Why? Why should I do that? You look at you. I've never liked you, Trump. I never liked you one bit. That short stint that you were here in 2017, hated you then. That short stint you were here in 2008, I hated you then too. Short stint you were here in 2009, hated you then too. Well, that's not my problem that you don't like me. Not my problem that you'd rather live in America where we're all made to look like bitches instead of being the fighters that we are. Oh man, there's some truth to that. This isn't about my political views of you, Trump. It's about you as a human being. I hate your guts, your philosophy. You hate my guts. You hate me. You spoke loud and clear when I won my first JCW title here. You said it was a fluke. And I still go by what I said all those years ago, Miz. Clearly, Miz, it's not me who you really hate. It's yourself, and you're just finding someone to blame because you know you haven't been relevant in the past, 3, 4 years? Shut up, Trump. I'm way more relevant than you are. All you do is just turn up every now and then to cut a little promo, get back in your limousine, get back in your jet, and head back to either Trump Towers or the White House. Well, I'm sick of it. Tonight, I propose we face in a match. A match? Me and you, Miz, one-on-one in a match tonight? I'm okay with that. I am going to show you what a fighter I am. I'm going to show you that I am a hands-on president when I kick your ass. Miz, you think that you're just going to be able to beat the hell out of me tonight? Well, when we have our match later on tonight, I'm going to show you that you are nothing but a little turd, and I'm gonna squash you like a bum. Oh my God. I don't know if Trump knows what he's getting himself into. Miz is a trained JCW superstar. He's a trained wrestler. Donald Trump is not. He's a 70-year-old man. Is he really prepared to step into the ring with like a 30 to 40-year-old Miz who's in the prime of his career? I don't know. But we'll find out later on tonight on SmackDown. As coming up next, we are about to determine the #1 contender for Drew McIntyre's Worldwide Championship as Shinsuke Nakamura takes on the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And I'm very hyped for that match between Miz and Trump later on tonight. I'm very hyped for it. But I'm also hyped for the match that we're about to see. The very unique and hard-hitting style of Shinsuke Nakamura is about to clash with the wrestling ability of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Making his way to the ring from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, he is the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura!
Shinsuke Nakamura has to be one of the greatest stars that has ever competed in wrestling, period. And tonight, he's finally made his way to JCW. And tonight, he does battle with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And here comes one of the all-top greats down the round.
From Austin, Texas, weighing in at 270 pounds, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
The American Dream. And here we go. Shinsuke with the first shot. Oh, Dusty blocked. Dusty quick shots. Like I said, this will be interesting. Two very different styles. Dusty, that classic wrestling style. Shinsuke, that strong style, that very hard-hitting offense. These two drastically different styles are clashing in the ring right now. And the winner meets the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre, one-on-one for the worldwide title at Survivor Series. Oh, Shinsuke caught Dusty around the butt. Oh. And Shinsuke, man, he had Dusty's number on that exchange. No denying that. On the shots to the body. Shinsuke with a huge suplex. These men both very successful in other companies. Dusty, matter of fact, when we reintroduced the World Heavyweight Dusty with a running bull. When we reintroduced the World Championship over here on SmackDown, him and Ric Flair went at it back at Inception to crown the World Champion. In an Extreme Rules submission match. Of course, Dusty did not win that match, but he showed us that he had heart in that match. Nakamura. Oh, a Samoan driver from the King of Strong Style. Now Nakamura taking Dusty, taking him down, and Shinsuke gonna continue. Oh, wait, no, Dusty got out of that position. Oh, drop toe hold. And Dusty, oh, is he going for it? Dusty figure 4. That's the submission move of his arch rival Ric Flair. Dusty locking in the figure 4 on Nakamura. Nakamura won't be able to hit the Kinshasa if he can't stand up on his own 2 feet. Oh, Shinsuke able to break the figure 4. Lucky. Oh, but Dusty fought out of the float over DDT. And man, Dusty, he is teaching Nakamura a lesson. Down goes Shinsuke. Is that enough to become the #1 contender? No. Not enough to earn himself a world title shot, or excuse me, a worldwide title shot at Survivor Series. With Shinsuke shot to the back of the leg. And look at Nakamura. Oh, that could be enough. Shoulders down. No. But Nakamura not going to waste any time. He's going to get right back to where he was. Going to do. Shinsuke, he'll do what he's got to do. Midget. Coup driver. And Rhodes is not where he wants to be right now. Shinsuke with an exploder suplex, and this is where Nakamura is most comfortable. Walking around, he knows he's got Dusty in a bad way. Oh, look at this. Oh, Dusty. Quick, no. Why, Dusty? He got the leg. He got the leg. Dusty. Bionic elbow. Dusty Rhodes is the #1 contender. That has to be the most strongest elbow in the business for it to take one of those to finish off a great competitor like Shinsuke Nakamura. And a show of respect, Nakamura. Both of these men, 2 ring generals, showing respect to one another. But Dusty Rhodes comes out on top, and he has earned himself a shot at Drew McIntyre's Worldwide Championship at Survivor Series. That is going to be a battle when Dusty Rhodes and McIntyre clash for the Worldwide Championship at Survivor Series. But now Dusty has his hands on a microphone. You know, everyone here tonight, I feel great. This is the greatest I've felt in a while. I just picked up a massive victory. I'm the #1 contender for the Worldwide Championship. And here we are. It is a new year. And let me be honest with all of you right now. 2019 wasn't necessarily my greatest year, but I promise you I will make 2020 a way better year for the dream. I promise all of you that. And you see, that's gonna start next Saturday at the Survivor Series. Drew McIntyre, your days as the worldwide champion are numbered. Because that Survivor Series, what I just did to Nakamura, is exactly what I'm going to do to you, and I'm going to take that title from you. Oh, wait a second. The worldwide champion, the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre is here. As McIntyre won the title inside Hell in a Cell against Tommaso Ciampa at Hell in a Cell. That was one intense promo between Dusty Rhodes and the Worldwide Champion, Drew McIntyre. And now, whoa, and what an entrance this is for the President of the United States, Donald Trump.
Making his way to the ring from Queens, New York, weighing in at 239 pounds, Donald Trump.
The President of the United States, Donald Trump, is about to be in a match. He's what, 72 years old? I don't know. I don't know what the hell we're about to see. I mean, Donald Trump is the President of the United States. He's 72 years old, but yet he accepted this match with The Miz, who is a trained wrestler and is in his prime, and Trump accepted a match with him, and Trump's 72 years old. I get it, Miz made him angry earlier on tonight. I understand that. But I don't know. This is a good... Oh my God, Trump! He just dropped Miz with a freaking clothesline. Miz don't even look like he knows what just happened. Trump takes him down again. Look at that. Miz can't believe... Oh, Trump, the American president. Oh, wait. And a finisher. What? A fisherman so black from Donald Trump. The Miz can't believe it. And Trump takes Miz down again with another clothesline. And here comes the president. Shoulder block. Well, I was sure as hell wrong on what Trump could have possibly have brought to the table. He's bringing a lot. Miz wants to jump back in, but Miz don't even know what to think. He had to think. Imagine if Donald Trump were to defeat the Miz here tonight. And look at this, Trump telling him to come on. Oh, and that's the first. Oh, no, wait. Trump, shot straight to the base of the Miz. Trump's not done. Another. The Miz don't even look like he knows what just hit him after those two shots. Trump, wait. What the hell? Oh, a springboard stutter. That could be it. Trump. No, the Miz was able to kick out, and our president can't believe it. Oh, and a kick right to the ribs and a body shot. Come on, Miz. If you're gonna, I get you wanna win the match, but try not to take things too hard on this 72-year-old man. It's Trump now. Trump getting back up, because I mean Trump, he's not a wrestler. Oh, but I don't think Miz cares. He's gonna treat Trump like he is. No. Oh, he might have just knocked Trump out. No. What? Miz can't. I thought it was over. But Trump kicked out. But there's Miz with a chop block to Donald Trump. I can't believe it. I thought Miz had Trump beat there. But Trump was able to kick out. Trump, he might very well know what he's doing. Wait, Trump. Wait, Trump to hold. And an STF, what? An STF for the Miz. The Miz is, he's in pain. He's in a lot of pain right now. But the Miz ain't gonna let the American president tap him out. And Miz he scores with that maneuver again. And there's no calling it Secret Service for Trump. This is a wrestling match that he himself wanted. And he's getting it. And Miz as well. Oh, he's doing his job. Elbow straight to the knee of Trump. And a reality check. And the reality check is Donald Trump is down the list. Ah, but Trump though able to kick out of a reality check. Drop kick to the back of Donald Trump. Like I said, Secret Service ain't gonna be able to save Trump. Because like I said, Trump, he wanted this match. And he's got it. And oh my God. And a running knee from the Miz. Just taking it right to our president. No mercy. But I mean, it's a wrestling match. But the man is 72 years old. And Miz is going to mercifully end our president. Wait, no, Trump. Trump, throw back, face buster. Trump, he can what? He's telling Miz you can't save me. Oh, this looks familiar. Trump, 5 knuckle shuffle to the Miz. The Miz has no idea what just hit him. Trump, are you kidding me? Trump with an AA. But Trump rolls through. Wait, what? Trump with another AA. Wait. Wait a second. Wait. What? Are you? Donald Trump comes to JCW, wrestles a match not even prepared, and he won. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. Donald Trump freaking won. He beat the Miz. I don't think anybody expected that. Especially not the Miz. You know the Miz wasn't expecting that. He was expecting an easy battle, but clearly our president was prepared. And I can't believe it. He beat the Miz. And I bet Miz is gonna think twice about that.
Is scheduled for one fall. It is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Bet Miz is gonna think twice about that the next time Donald Trump shows up. and maybe not confront him or else he'll get embarrassed again. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta move on, as it is main event time, as the World Heavyweight Championship is on the line, as Kurt Angle defends the world title against this man, Chris Jericho. He had one hell of a 2019, and sure, he only won one title in 2019, and that was the United States Championship, but still played a big role in 2019, had multiple Match of the Year candidates, was a big piece of many pay-per-views. Yeah, Jericho, 2019 was a really good year for him. Of course, the winner of this match will head into Survivor Series to defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Randy Orton. As Kurt Angle, he has been one hell of a World Heavyweight Champion. Kurt Angle won the World Championship back in late July, and it is now January. Kurt has been World Champion for quite some time, defeating all comers. Defeated Sin Cara to win the championship, then beat Sin Cara and Ric Flair in a triple threat match at Halloween Havoc, and then went on to defeat Jason Voorhees at Snowfall to retain, and then most recently at Hell in a Cell, in one hell of a Hell in a Cell match, Kurt defeated The Rock to retain the world title in the main event. So Kurt has truly made that World Heavyweight Championship mean more than I think it's ever meant here in JCW. But Chris Jericho has an opportunity to become the next world champion.
The challenger from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 226 pounds, Chris. And introducing the champion from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 237 pounds, he is the Kurt Angle.
The World Heavyweight Champion, Kurt Angle. That World Championship is Kurt's life, and you know he'd be damned if he ever lost it. But you know Jericho craves, he is craving for the World Heavyweight Championship. He has been wanting a championship shot for so long. He's finally getting it here on the first JCW event of 2020 in the main event against the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. So Jericho gets what he wants. But you know that old adage, be careful for what you wish for. And Kurt, he's a fighting champion, so of course he'll gladly defend the title. If Kurt had to defend the championship every week on SmackDown, you bet your hard-earned dollar Kurt would do that. Kurt Angle is a fighting world champion, and he'll defend the title against any and all comers and defend it whenever he has to. Wow! And Angle just bailed Jericho halfway across the ring, but with Jericho from behind and on a knee into the back of Kurt. I mean, Kurt cannot be anywhere close to 100% after that brutal Hell in a Cell match he had against The Rock. Yeah, just because you come out on top in a Hell in a Cell match does not mean you're going to be A-okay with afterwards. Kurt landed on his feet to where you got to give a distinct advantage to Jericho with Kurt not being 100%. But Kurt, he appears to be 100% though, with him just beeling Jericho across the ring like he don't weigh nothing. Boy, Jericho, he was able to block that. Jericho was able to block and a midget no coup drive. Jericho with a knee into the back of Angle. Jericho not done yet. Suplex. Man, Kurt's trying to recover here. Jericho. See, you can tell that match, that cell match Kurt had with Rock a week ago, it's affecting Kurt in this match. Kurt, he's moving a lot slower, and he's hurting, no doubt about that. And he's moving a lot slower. But you know, Kurt, that World Championship is his life. Like I said earlier, he'd be damned if he ever lost it. Kurt frog splash down onto Chris Jericho. And Kurt belly to belly. When Jericho realizes what just hit him. And a power bomb. And Angle looks to continue the onslaught. Gonna continue to toss Jericho around like he's 50 pounds. 50 sacks and nothing. Wait, Jericho. Oh. And again, Jericho able to get the upper hand on Angle. And Jericho continues. Jericho he beats Kurt to the punch just about every time. World title one. Oh, Kurt, the heart still beats Kurt. He still finds it within him to hang in there. Oh, kick to the gut. Jericho, oh, Jericho. Can he roll Kurt over onto his belly? Yes. Walls of Jericho to crown a new World Heavyweight Champion. Live here on SmackDown, but Kurt, ring awareness, he realizes he's close to the ropes, and he was able to crawl himself to the ropes, but still, although the walls weren't in that long, a lot of damage had to have been done, because Jericho, that short time it was in, he reached it back off, uppercut, Kurt to the waist at Jericho, oh. I would hate to be Y2J right now, and I know exactly how the suplexes from Angle feels. I've faced Angle enough in my career, and Angle ain't done. Angle slam. Angle, that could very well be enough to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Has turned away many foes in the past, and it may just very well be enough to finish Y2J. No! Jericho, a dare fall! No! Angle, he almost had it. Oh, wait, Jericho, he realizes that was a close call. Oh. Jericho suplex. Jericho realized that Kurt almost beat him and almost retained the world title. Oh. Yo, Jericho kicks in the gut. Jericho code breaker. It's done. Jericho is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Jericho, he wanted this for so long and he made good of it. Jericho has just become the World Heavyweight Champion. No! The Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle is somehow, someway, still in this. I thought Jericho had the World Championship won. But I don't know how, but Kurt Angle is finding a way to stay in it. Wait a minute, Jericho. But I don't know how much more Angle can possibly take. Jericho with a lion salt. That's it. That's it. No! Kurt still. He's got a heart of a lion here tonight. Jericho, code breaker. Oh no, Kurt blocked. Kurt blocked. Oh, but Jericho got Kurt off of him. Oh, had him in a Samoan drop in a fireman's carry position. Kurt got out of it. Kurt to the top. Came into a bird DT. Kurt to the top. Elbow. Right to the heart of Jericho. Kurt, he ain't exactly done that. Kurt, he can feel it. Moonsault. Yes! Kurt, he ain't got enough left to do anything else. I don't think he has to. No! Jericho's still in it. Jericho will just not be denied on this night. Jericho has worked way too hard to get this World Championship shot here tonight, and he'd be damned if he loses it. Oh, but Jericho able to fight out of it. You know, Jericho would be damned. Jericho worked too hard to get this World Championship shot. He'd be damned if he lost. Jericho with a fist drop from the sun. Jericho, he worked through all of 2019 to get this opportunity he's getting here tonight. If he were to lose, Jericho would never be the same. Oh. Kurt, what about Kurt? He had to play a little bit dirty there. Kurt, Angle slam. Angle cover. Angle remains World Heavyweight Champion. But I gotta give props to Chris Jericho. That was one hell of a match. Wait, what is that? Wait, Jericho extending his hand. Oh my God! Jericho, what the hell? Jericho, I said it. I said it. Jericho, he worked through all of 2019 to get this world title shot. Ever since Jericho busted his ass throughout 2019 to get this shot at the World Heavyweight Championship, and now on the first show of 2020 he gets the world title shot and Jericho loses. And I was wondering what would become of Jericho. What would Jericho do if he lost and Jericho did lose? And Kurt, it looked like Jericho's going to show Kurt some respect for a great world title match. But Jericho swerved up and he low blowed Kurt. But for what? Why did Chris Jericho low blow the World Heavyweight Champion, Kurt Angle? What was the reason for it? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we all hope you enjoyed this edition of SmackDown. I know I did. And we will see you all on Raw.